What I enjoy about the Chosen Adventures is that you bring the human, very fun element to the holy stories. So, but it must be like a tightrope balance for you because you have to balance between the holy aspect and the humanistic elements of it. So, how do you do that?
It's a good question. If I hadn't been working on The Chosen for 6 seasons previously, I don't know how we would manage. It would be having to establish a whole new culture for a show. But we are bringing a lot of the Chosen DNA into the writing of this show. And of course, it's taking place in the same universe that The Chosen takes place in. Ruben, there's 3 episodes this season that actually cross over, where we have an event. 2 of those moments are scriptural. We have the miraculous catch happening in the background as Abby is going through her own story. And we have the healing of the paralytic later in the season. And so there's DNA that The Chosen establishes in treating the scripture with full respect. We never alter what's in the scripture. Our way into the story is to dramatize the stories of the people who may have been at those events, or that the Bible tells us directly were at those events, and just imagining how they got from point A to point B. The Chosen Adventures does that too, but we have even a little bit more freedom because we're not trying to tell the story of Jesus' ministry. We're telling the story of these 2 kids who met Jesus, and then what? How does your life change after you've met the creator of the universe? That you go right back into your 9-year-old life and you play with friends, you try to grapple with the big questions of the universe. Yeah. And really what Daryl and Dallas and I were trying to come in and do is we were trying to sort of create the show that we wished we had had as young kids who went to church, sometimes felt scared about church, the messages, its own rhythms and customs, being bored at church, or even just, not feeling like I live up to expectations sometimes. Yeah. And we didn't have anything like that felt like we could relate to, and we didn't know we could talk about these things. So we mean for it to start a conversation among kids and among their parents.
Yeah, great job. But sometimes do you find yourself holding back, or maybe pausing, and maybe this is going too far, or?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. We often have those debates. Dallas is very present in both the writing of the scripts and as we're moving through production. So, even if a kid's action seems a little disrespectful, we had an episode where Abby takes a bite of an apple and just throws it over her shoulder, and we said, wait now. Maybe we don't want her to just litter like that. So that wasn't an issue where if we got it wrong, it came across as heresy. But we wanted to show a kid that, bad behavior is treated like bad behavior, and there's punishment for that. Yeah. We wanted to show a kid who is infused with the spirit of curiosity and love for God. But, and so what naturally flows from that is somebody who also is looking to toe the line, that isn't naturally going to cross over. Now, there were some moments where we show bad behavior and we wanted to consult with a pastor or a child education expert to tell us how would we deal with this. So we have a lot of help. And having done it for a while sometimes isn't enough. We need Dallas to come in and weigh, or we need an expert to come in and tell us this is too far a break.
Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.